and welcome to AWTC, Association Women in Technology Champions, presents HERstory, where we profile members of AWTC and their experience. I'm your host, Cecilia Sepp. I'm a member of AWTC, and I also serve on the AWTC Marketing Committee. In this profile, we are featuring Amber Worthen, who is also a member of the AWTC Marketing Committee. So, welcome to HERstory, Amber. Would you like to say hello and introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I am Amber Worthen. I'm the founder and CEO of Email Maven. We are an agency that's dedicated to helping associations get their email work done. And I've been a member of AWTC for 2 years and am recently joined the marketing committee, and I'm loving it.
Well, Amber, can you tell us how you got started working with associations?
Yeah, so I was fresh out of college working on Capitol Hill. My goal was to be a PR person for a politician. And after doing that for free for a year, I decided this isn't that fun. Let's not. And decided to make a shift. And so I was looking at associations and corporations who had large communications teams that I could work my way into, because coming straight out of college, my shot of getting into one right out wasn't high. And I landed at the American Physical Therapy Association as an assistant to the director over the board of directors. And so my first 4 years at APTA was in governance. So I ended up assisting the board. I ran their volunteer program. I assisted their House of Delegates. And I loved it. And I grew there until finally a spot in the communications team opened up and I moved over into marketing, which is what I love.
Oh, that's a great journey. And I think that is similar to a lot of us. We're able to move on as we get different experience. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
So tell us about a time you felt really good about your work.
When anytime I see great results, like I just love to champion people and champion when we're doing great things. And so one of my highlights of my career so far is when I returned to APTA as the CEO of Email Maven, and we were able to launch this really great campaign to their student members to help them understand that we understood them and we saw them. And it was this fun collaboration of the full communications team pulling data, understanding members, and really being honest and vulnerable about what they needed and executing it. And at the end of the day, we made a whole marketing campaign around things that you never would have thought we would have, but we were honest about what they needed. And it was really successful. And I loved that just because it worked out great. And our members were so appreciative. They loved what we had accomplished and what the things we had been giving them were what they needed. And so I just love when things work out and we're honest and vulnerable and we look at data and pull together a great plan and it's successful in whatever degree that is. It's just the best.
Well, that's a great example. That must have been so fun. It's almost like going home.
Yeah, I love it. All the time. I go back often and I love it.
Oh, that's great. Oh, wonderful. Okay. So, what advice helped you in your journey as a woman in tech?
For me, it's not hasn't been a specific piece of advice. It's been all the women in tech along the way who have said, "You're doing a great job. You belong here. You know what you're talking about." They're giving encouragement and advice, just from the sense of, "We know you're in the right space." So I can't say the countless number, tends to be women that have been in tech that have come to me and they've said, "You're doing great things." Or if I reach out to them and say, "I have kind of a dumb question, but I need to know the answer." And they're like, "This is not a dumb question. You're doing a great job. Here's the answer. Thank you for reaching out." And just encouragement has been the most important part of my success.
Oh, that is great to hear. So, when you think about technology, where do you think it will lead associations in the future?
So many possibilities, and it's really exciting to think about it. So, focusing on the email side, right? So, for me, tech for emails means integrations, use of platforms, dashboards, pulling data together and harnessing those data stories and properly communicating to our members. So some of the exciting things I'm looking forward to are email platforms that actually serve up data better so we can have data stories that look better. So there's some things happening in a few platforms that we're working with that they're looking at how are we aggregating this data to pull it out and say this member's at risk for not renewing. We recommend you drop them into this campaign. This person hasn't been engaged for a long time based on the data. This is where they should be heading next. Those things are exciting because association staff, we just don't have time to really piece together data. And unfortunately, dashboards and pulling all the data together and creating stories is really time intensive and laborious. So hopefully that's going to get better. But at least in the meantime, I'm really looking forward to in the next year to 2 years that platforms are really going to step up and start serving up data stories to members, to staff, and then they can help their members. The other part is obviously AI. It's not going away. It's here to stay, and it's exciting. And for me, it's been an interesting journey testing it out and looking at it. And just as an association person before, knowing about all these cool things that I could use when I was overworked and didn't have time, and now it can give me little benefits that make me look awesome is really fun. So our favorite feature right now that we're telling everyone about is uploading your entire email design as an image and saying, AI, what do you think? Give me feedback. How can I make this better? And it's still improving. It's got some ways to go, but it's exciting to see that little things like that we're going to make association emails so much better. And then I just hope integrations get better and smoother along the way too. That's a big wish of mine. And then that will just bring worlds together better.
Oh, excellent examples. And as somebody who does a lot of research, love everything you say is connected back to data and data stories. Well, just real quick, what is your favorite AI tool?
We use ChatGPT the most just because it's the easiest to use and it's the most common. So that's the one we're using a lot. We use Claude a lot as well. And then Canva for basic graphic designs, simple things.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Uh, I am a Google Gemini fan myself,
Mhm.
so I always like to ask people who they like to use. So when you think about AWTC, what do you like best about being part of the organization?
It's the women, of course. Just when you walk into a room of women who are there to just love and care for each other, it stands above a world else. The last happy hour I went to at AWTC, someone came up to me and they just said, "Who can I help introduce you to in this room? Who's someone you need to know?" And I was like, "Thank you. Thank you just for always being a group of women that are ready to share their knowledge freely and excited to help you network with anyone or connect you with anyone or answer any of your questions, no matter what it is, to help you succeed." That is by far the best place, and the culture at AWTC is bar none.
Is oh yes, another excellent point. And the level of recognition they give to women in
Mhm.
production is outstanding. Uh, And I'm a huge fan of their first, I know we're doing it again. It's coming up in December. The AWTC Advanced Conference is
Yes.
another great aspect. So you've sort of answered my last question already, Amber. Why should someone join AWTC?
No, obviously a theme. I think to have big success in your career, in your life, it's good to have a network of people who are cheering you on and there to help and support you. Just personally and professionally, that's where I found my success, and AWTC fills that so well. This is a group of women that are so talented and have done so many amazing things, and I'm just grateful that I get to be part of the group. And yet that's not how I feel. Like I feel very much part of it and that they are there to help and love and support and encourage, and it's just 100% worth your time.
Oh, Well, thank you. I would like to thank Amber Worthen for joining us for this edition of Her Story, where again, AWTC features its awesome and incredible members. If you would like to join our group or learn more about it, visit our website, awtc.tech. You can get membership information, event information, and learn more about the AWTC recognition program. So thank you again for joining us. I'm your host, Cecilia Sepp, and we'll see you next time.